Hello everyone, this is Annabella again with another purchase reading. This one is a full reading on Jianci. I'm so thankful these days. Thank you so much for those who are supporting me and enjoying my way of analyzing and logically reading tarot. Thank you so much for my purchasers and subscribers and anyone taking the time to watch my videos. For this video, there are going to be 4 separate spreads to look into Jianci's personality, current energy, love, and career outlook. Please remember, no matter what, this is only a celebrity tarot reading, and its main purpose is for entertainment. Please stay grounded and logical while viewing. So now, we can start with the first question to check out his personality. The first card for his personality is Six of Pentacles. With this card, I can say that Jianci is a very giving person. He's a generous man who doesn't mind putting in a lot of energy into something just to make everyone around him feel comfortable or entertained. As you know, he is an entertainer. He puts in a lot of effort in doing what he does, not only because it's something he loves to do, but also he knows that he'll be appreciated in one way or the other. The Six of Pentacles is a giving card, but there's also justice in this act of giving. He loves doing what he does because by being generous, he will at least gain back love and support. He's definitely this type of person by choice because there are plenty of greedy people who simply take and not give. Next, the Five of Wands. This card represents competition, so as a card representing Jianci's personality, he's someone who is competitive. But then also, I think this card has one of the most moving energy. All the people in this card are constantly battling. I believe this is trying to say how he is always constantly on the move, always doing something, always driven, always trying to find his victory in life, always fighting his own battles. Think of being competitive as a whole picture, not just during any particular situation. So yeah, someone who is competitive to live a better life. I would also add, he's not someone who would give up easily. The Tower. To me, this card actually tells me how charismatic Jianci is. It is as if once he walks into the room, you can't stop but be hooked by his aura. Not even his look. His existence is striking just by being himself. There is just something about him that is magnetic. Even if you don't like him initially, you will soon find yourself falling off that tower. But then I also thought that this card could also represent how much stuff he had already experienced in life, or I'm guessing in his career. He has had his transformation. He's the way he is today because of everything that happened to him in the past and all the lessons he learned. Six of Cups. Like I have mentioned, he is someone who has had his transformation. So past lessons and past events are very treasuring for him. What I find interesting is that he can still give off this sense of warmth and innocence, even though obviously he's a grown man. I think that's just because his aura is very inviting, very loving. There's a gentleness in him that remains even when he aged, but still has that emotional depth that, again, rooted from his experiences and memories and empathy. I just think it's an overall very genuine type of energy. I also think he is someone who always wants everyone to be happy. Lastly, for his personality, the Queen of Swords. This queen is saying that Jianci is someone who is quite sharp. He can very well articulate what he wants in any situation and is also very perceptive. He can think very logically and knows what to say and what words to choose. I guess I'm obviously saying that he is someone with a very high EQ and IQ. I believe because of his high intelligence, he is someone who wouldn't easily be swayed by emotional appeals. Instead, he would logic out his options and proceed with caution, which sometimes causes him issues if he has to battle his emotions with his logic, making him someone that seems bad at making decisions. I believe this spread gave a very rounded view of his personality by showing us each element that represents a piece of his character. But now, let's check out his current energy. What's going on with him these days? The first card here is Queen of Cups. Initially, when I saw the Queen of Cups, I thought it would be similar to Cheng Yi's reading, where it would supposedly represent Tan Chen Su's current energy. However, with the rest of the spread, I actually do not think that this card represents Tan Chen Su. There are going to be way too many court cards in this spread to all represent him. So, with this Queen of Cups, I think it represents more of a woman figure in his life, someone who is very affectionate towards him. The next card here we have is the Knight of Pentacles. Here I am again, seeing this spread showing up like a comic book. There is a woman behind his back as he is focused on his career journey. His current energy is quite stable, to be honest. He is ambitious, hardworking, and reliable. Though he is doing a good job at being focused with his career and such, this knight does indicate someone who has a problem showing his emotions. So perhaps towards this Queen of Cups here, Tan Chen Su is having a hard time showing his emotions. The image also depicts how the queen can only remain behind his back while he is working towards the future. Then we have the Queen of Swords. I do believe this is Tan Chen Su again, as she is the same woman in the first spread, representing one of Tan Chen Su's personalities. I have mentioned how she represents how Tan Chen Su is someone who doesn't get emotions to affect him that easily. His emotions will only sway his decisions, but his head is still very logical. That being said, this could be again his current energy towards the Queen of Cups or his overall current career mindset right now. He's trying to have a very clear headspace in order to work and be able to focus on work. Three of Wands. As he is trying to stabilize his mental focus, he is hoping to expand his horizon. I'm sure he is going to be traveling a lot, and that is going to continue to happen as he tries to expand and juggle his activities. He understands that his hard work will pay off, so he is working himself off. But it's funny because there are a few definitions of this card that represents long distance romance and such, or traveling for romance. I am trying to be logical though. This is not yet the love spread, so I am trying to avoid interpreting too much of these cards about his romantic relationship. But it really does seem like he is trying to be so many different personas for so many different situations he is in as he tries to juggle everything all at once. And that being said, the last card here is King of Cups. He is really trying to balance his mind and heart these days, trying to be diplomatic towards everything surrounding his life and work. He seems to really want to be someone that can have all kinds of things in life. I like him, but I do think he is a bit greedy. But I also can't blame him either because I feel like I understand why he is putting so much effort into all of these aspects of his life. After experiencing his fallen towers previously, I'm sure what he wants is to build his own empire. But for now, he's in the state where he wants to find that balance and make everyone happy. Okay, Let's now take a look at his love life. Let's see if the cards for his love life kind of match his current energy where he's really trying and working hard. Let's see. Okay, the first card for his love life is the Hermit. You know, when you think of a hermit, this is quite a lonely, secluded energy. But it's an energy where the person is really trying to work hard towards something. I think this is how he is with his love life. He is really trying to work things out, but privately and because of his status, even if he is in love, he can actually still feel quite lonely because it's difficult for him to be with the person he loves. I am going to refer to her as this Queen of Cups in this reading because I just want to focus on Tanjinsu and his surrounding energies. You may or may not know who this Queen of Cups is, but I believe I know very well. Anyways, the next card is the Six of Cups. Well, there she is again, I believe. There is someone in his life, and she's younger. Just looking at this picture here, I know this is quite small, but there is a guard in the Six of Cups card. This to me is saying that this relationship is something that he wants to protect. Only him and her in their world. This card also represents yearning, missing somebody. I really do believe with the loneliness in the Hermit and the Six of Cups, he constantly feels like they don't see each other enough. And also, the Three of Wands previously. I mentioned how this is almost like a long distance relationship. This is definitely a relationship that requires a lot of work. Two of Wands. I do believe both of them are trying to work together, plan together, trying to see a future together. But these are all plans for now as they look beyond the horizon, hoping for this beautiful future they are trying to build to come true. However, plans are just plans. Execution is really difficult, and there are times where there might be a lot of setbacks because the fact is, at least for Tanjin-soo, he feels that this is a relationship that requires too much work, but there is a lack of contentment. I feel like there's a sense of withdrawal here. Justice. When I see justice, I actually see an opportunity to change because justice represents, well, justice. You will get what you deserve in life. What this is saying is, if he is able to push through that feeling of loneliness and be able to figure out a solid plan for him and his Queen of Cups to work through, things can progress to be better. If he gives up and let the temporary discontentment take over, this relationship might not have a happy ending. Oh, but before I forget to say this, though I feel like his special someone is represented here as the Queen of Cups, she is not necessarily a water sign, just in case you don't know who I am talking about. Usually my court cards show what one person is like in the reading, not their zodiac sign. And the Queen of Cups would be someone who can be very emotional, a bit needy, but loving towards him. Okay, well, back to the spread. The last card is Death. This card is really indicating that this relationship is so rocky. If you ship this relationship, pack your bags and get ready. You might have to jump off the ship soon. This is not a full reading for his partner. I don't really know how she really feels, but for him, if justice continue to go the way it is now, if he continues to be buried with so much work, not seeing each other enough, continuously feeling discontent and lonely, and keep on worrying about the impossibility of the future outlook, this relationship can really end. For now, because the Justice card is still here, I have a feeling they're still currently in the Justice phase, not yet Death. Death is coming to them slowly though. Let's wish them luck. But I am sad. I didn't even get to sit down on the ship yet, but might end up jumping so soon. Tears. Really hope this is not the case, but I read the cards and the cards don't lie, so we just have to wait and see. Now, enough of the sadness. Let's look at his career outlook. What will his career outlook look like? Page of Cups. This Page of Cups, I feel, is actually describing him and his feelings towards his career. He loves it. He loves what he does. He loves to dance. He loves to sing. He loves to act. And he is very genuine about his work. He tries hard with any opportunities given to him because no matter how many years pass by, how old he is, to him, his career is very precious because it's his way of expressing himself and delivering his different pieces of art. I just feel very happy when seeing this Page of Cups. He really deserves the love. The Empress. This is a really, really good card for a career reading because it predicts long-term growth. He is going to keep growing in the foreseeable future. He will reap what he sowed. He'll be rewarded for his efforts. This is also a creativity card. Paired together with the Page of Cups, I believe he will continue to do what he loves and create what he loves. And people will also appreciate his work and hope for his results as well. Very good energy still. He'll slowly travel to the position where he'll feel at peace and a stable place in the Chinese entertainment industry. However, we have the moon next. This card represents the unknown. I'm sure getting to the point where he'll feel comfortable will still take some time. There will be people in the industry who may try to sabotage him or like to see him fail because honestly, everyone in that industry is competing with each other. There are going to be some uncertainties in the equation in the future that he will have to figure out and try to resolve them himself. It's not wrong to be more careful when this card appears. Some things are not as it seems. Page of Pentacles. Whatever it is that may happen with the moon, Jianci will continue to receive good news and new opportunities. He has already had the groundwork set up for him. Plenty of dramas preparing to come out this year. He'll just keep getting opportunities because people really are able to see that he is a good actor, seeing how he carries such major creativity with the first two cards. Lastly, the Six of Cups. I find the Six of Cups really confusing here, honestly, because the Six of Cups doesn't really have many career-related definitions, rather more on the feelings. Maybe this is hinting that he will be working with other people, seeing other people, sharing his gifts to many people in the upcoming future. But as this card represents the past, there may be some past mistakes he would want to avoid in order to not feel so uncertain with the moon's energy. Regardless, I believe he really wants to protect his career and continue to grow it. With one of the major cards here being the Empress, I do believe his career will continue to flourish. Whatever unknown situations that may come up, I believe he will be able to resolve it with his dedication and love for his career. And that's the end of this reading. Thank you so much to my purchaser. If you enjoy this reading, please remember to send many thanks in the comment section. And of course, purchase readings on my channels are not subject to monetization. As always, remember that tarot reading is based on energy, and as the interpreter of these energies, I may not be 100% accurate. Please remember to be logical, have an open mind, and keep yourself grounded with the information. If you're interested in buying a reading from me, please check out my description for my contact information or visit my Etsy store, annabellatarot.etsy.com. I also accept payment and donations via PayPal. For pricing, please see my channel's description. Feel free to leave your requests in the comments, but I will, again, prioritize purchase readings and most popular requests that fit my interest. Thank you so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a nice day and see you next time.